And can you imagine thinking what they felt on Friday and even that Sunday morning as they walked to the tomb? The thrill of hope that would have filled their hearts. I mean, wow is all I can say. Friday was gruesome and Sunday was glorious. And so I think to fully grasp the celebration and the hope, we have to understand what it felt like on the Friday and the Saturday and even the Sunday morning. And so what I see from this is that God turns tragedy into triumph. Always, he does, you guys, he does. He took something evil, unjust, and gut-wrenching, and it turned out to be the greatest gift known to humanity. No question about it. Like, amazing. And we can see this principle so clearly in the Easter story. But I want to ask you guys, can you see it in your own life or in the world around you, where he takes tragedy and turns it into triumph? You know, think about it. And I know I've seen it in my life lots, but there's this one, personal experience I've had, and I'm going to share it with you. Some of you already know this, but in 2012, I miscarried our fourth baby. And, I know that some people, they can kind of make miscarriage out to be no big deal, but for Caleb and I, that wasn't the case. It hurt real bad. And really, there's no words describing the loss of a child, no matter how small the child is. So I remember this specific morning, a few days after we had been praying that God would intervene and, let the baby live, all this stuff. Anyways, that didn't happen. And I remember sitting on my couch. I was home by myself, and I was just weeping. I was so sad, so sad. And I felt the Lord with me, though. And I remember in that moment thinking, I could either completely ignore him and harden my heart because I'm really upset right now and I don't understand what's going on, or I can remember that he's good and that he's with me. So I'm really grateful that I chose that path. So I just knew he was with me, and I said to him in the ugly cry, if you've ugly cried, you try to catch your breath in between. And I said to him, is this how you felt, Jesus? Is this what it feels like to suffer? And Jesus replied to me, yes, a glimpse. And I just, I didn't really think about his answer. I just kept crying and just, that processing that grief. And a few weeks later, I started thinking about his answer. And something in me was grateful. And it's like I got to taste a micro fracture of the suffering that he had endured. And it felt like a gift. And I know that sounds maybe strange, but it was true. I felt more in tune to his suffering. I felt closer to him through this. So even though it sucked, it was awful, he did bring something good in it, and it changed me for the better. It really did. And on top of it, if I hadn't, had that miscarriage, lost that baby, we wouldn't have our Noah. And if you know Noah, he's amazing. He brings so much joy to our family. He is so joyful and cuddly, and we could not imagine our life without him. And so he brought good out of that situation and brought me closer to him through that. And so you may be going through something that's difficult right now. I think a lot of us, And I just say to you, he can take the hardest, most painful situations and make them beautiful. And because the God of the universe brought the greatest good through the greatest pain, tragedy, and justice, on that Friday, Good Friday, we can have hope in the face of any situation. There is always, always hope.